A lot of people doubted the Carolina Panthers to start the season, and I was one of them. And I will admit, with how they played so far this year, I've been wrong. This team has found ways to win close games, and I'm going to be giving them their flowers. But before that, I want to just go over a couple of things. First things first, I'm just going to flat out say it. Bryce Young is still way too inconsistent as a quarterback to be considered an asset on this team. Has he had moments? 100%. This most recent game against Atlanta, oh my god, that was beautiful. One of the greatest games I think I've ever seen from a guy with so much against him. I have nothing but respect for him. And the best part too, he was just dishing it out. He wasn't just letting his receivers do all the work, he was doing the work himself. I have complete and utter respect for that. But then I look at the game previously against the Saints. It's the fucking Saints, my guy. And you're going 17 for 25, a pick and a fumble. That's ridiculous. That's bad. This team does not have a consistent quarterback. But that's okay. That's the growing pains of having a quarterback who had nothing but bad coaches around him to start his career. Another thing I want to say real quick. This defense is a one-trick pony. They don't know how to do much. But they do know how to do one thing. They know how to get pressure on the quarterback. And I'll give them this. They've found ways to get to the quarterback, but it hasn't resulted in any sacks. That needs to be fixed. But they're getting stops. Over their last 5 games, they've given up 6 points, 40 points, 13 points, 17 points, and 27 points. A lot of good things on the defense, a lot of bad things on the defense. Too inconsistent, get that shit fixed. And last but not least, that Chuba Hubbard contract immediately looks very bad. But let's get to the positives of this team. Bar none, the best part about this Panthers team is that offensive line. They look phenomenal. As a big line guy, I fucking love him. Rico Dowell, give him all the praise that he wants, but he doesn't have this kind of season without that offensive line. And I feel like a ton of praise needs to go to that, because that is the reason they're winning games. You look at a game against the Green Bay Packers, where Micah Parsons was essentially shut down for the entire game. That's phenomenal work. Insanely phenomenal work. Now, granted, they've had times where they have had bad games. Granted, this most recent game, Bryce Young got sacked 5 times. That's not amazing, but at the end of the day, they did enough to get the job done. Then you look at teams like the Saints, where Bryce Young got sacked twice and also lost a fumble. That's also not fantastic. But the line has mostly remained solid and has still been the best part about this team. Now let's get to the other major elephant in the room, Rico Dowell. This run game is fantastic. And it's so funny that Chuba Hubbard went from like one of the best running backs in the league last year to Rico Dowell coming up and being like, fuck you, I'm going to take that spot. I have nothing else to say other than Rico Dowell has been a fantastic signing for this team. Now, time to get to what I really want to say about the Carolina Panthers. Playoffs. This team's sitting at 6-5, and they have majorly over-exceeded expectations this season. They probably have the amount of wins most people thought they were going to get at the start of the season right now. And that's good. The issue is, I'm cautious about this Panthers team. On one hand, they got the Niners, they got the Rams, they got the Seahawks, they got the Buccaneers, they got the Buccaneers again, they got the Saints. this team is finally starting to go to their more tougher opponents, and I really feel like those are going to be the games where we determine if the Panthers are legit or not. However, what do I think? I think the squad gets 9-8 and barely misses out on the playoff spot. Now, I get that's not what you like to hear, but hear me out. Going from last year to this year, this team was 5-12. A lot of people didn't give Carolina the time of day. The only teams that they really faced that were reasonably good were the Falcons at the end of the year, who were fighting for a playoff spot. Going to this year, and, fighting up against teams like the Green Bay Packers, fighting up against teams like, the Atlanta Falcons, who had their season on the line. This is fantastic. This is amazing progress. I can bitch and moan about how, they only played the Jets, and, they played the Dolphins, they played the Cowboys. There's going to be something that I say about the Chiefs later. Expectations. The expectations were the Panthers were going to lose this game. The Panthers didn't lose them. And that's the difference. Expectations mean so much more, because when you're overachieving, you're more likely to overachieve, and when you're underachieving, you're more likely to underachieve. It is a slippery slope, and the Panthers are on the side of overachieving right now. And granted, they have the possibility to overachieve even more, but they have to be consistent to do it. This was a great win against the Falcons, and Bryce Young had a fantastic game. But the true challenge is against the Niners. Basically, Monday Night Football is a playoff game. Whoever wins that game is going to have a chance at that 7th seed. And whoever loses is probably going to be out of the hunt.
Meanwhile,